Hi everyone, today is Monday, July 2nd, and I'm not sure what to call this video, but today also happens to be my birthday. And I was born on this day back in the 1970s. Um, I'm not sure how much of myself I'd like to sort of put out there on social media, but on the other hand, I say to myself, you know, why don't I just put it out there? Because there could be someone else who is going through the same situation that could, you know, benefit, or even we could collaborate on solutions related to different types of violences that black women experience. Now, I would love to celebrate my birthday, just maybe in some other country, probably in the Caribbean somewhere, you know, um, just reflecting on where I'm coming from and what has evolved in my life. And I just wanted to say that, I've been through a lot in my life. Um, I experienced the colonial system coming into my life and separating me from my offspring. And when that sort of thing happens to you, when there's absolutely no justification for it, you begin to develop like this hate and this you know, high disgust for how, certain mechanisms related to civil society should work. And, it took me 7 years just to be able to understand that I needed to propel myself to another level to actually start to move on with taking care of myself. And there's nothing like missing, certain milestones in your children's lives, because it only happens once, and then once your life is over, it's over. And I really resent the system for coming into my life and creating sort of this narrative that, I was a person who, had like a lot of issues and that I wasn't fit to be a parent. So I'm working on a book right now. It's really, really difficult to even come to terms with putting this on paper because, I say to myself, do I really want to deal with the ridicule? Because, you know, certain things I aspire to in my life. I always wanted to have like a really nice black male. I wanted to have a lot of kids, 12 kids. I wanted to have a big family. But I don't think that's going to happen again. I have to move on and think about other things in my life. So, I've been writing a lot of information into a journal that I have about what happened to me, and it's more like explaining, you know, the violences that I went through, and I'm also going to put a piece in there to say that, you know, what you think should actually work for you doesn't work for you, and that's the law. So I'm working on a piece right now, and I called it, you know, like a draft title that I have for this piece is called Modernization of Racial Profiling. And, I want something else to speak to, making it very clear that this is from a black female experience in Canada. So, you know, I'm still in my 40s, and now I'm, over 45. And I say to myself, what have I accomplished in my life? Like, I would have liked to have some kind of equity, would have liked to have some kind of like way to just travel and, have work a really good job. And I don't have those things. And the reason why I don't have those things is because the colonial structure came into my life, and it systematically and incrementally, you know, it just picked away at my life, and it slowly degraded me. And I've been through a lot of court hearings, and I say to myself, like, I really hate talking about it, but I think that, abuse by the system should actually be addressed from a black female perspective. I'm not a fucking white woman. I'm not an Asian woman. I'm not a, Hispanic woman or whatever else other raced person. And, I just say to myself, how do I actually move forward from violence? So, in black women's lives, violence isn't always, based on something related to some kind of sex act. In white women's feminism, that's all they talk about is their fucking anatomy and sexual things. And when you're a black female reading some of their bullshit, you have to say to yourself, like, how can you even connect with this stuff? Because that's not what you're going through. So I feel that, I could be in a position to contribute more to the body of knowledge that speaks about black women's violences towards them, because a lot of the violence from us towards us, is very systemic. It's very systemic, and it's very economic, and I'm learning it's also very medical. So it's my birthday, and it's, a decent day. Just a couple days ago, it was 45 degrees Celsius outside. It was hot and humid, and I said, you know what? I'm not a believer in this God or any form of religion, but you know what? Some people are actually going to burn to death this summer. So it's funny, because I was walking down the street one day, and I saw this guy, and just a couple days ago when it was like 45 degrees, I was enjoying the weather, and, I don't have to worry about, being burnt by the sun and all these, like, skin cancers or whatever. But I saw this guy just sitting under a bridge, and he looked like he was exhausted. And I said to myself, I can't even help people like that. Like, my first instinct is to see if the guy is okay and, maybe give him some water or whatever. But on the other hand, where I am in the global economic north, there's a lot of problem with race relations. And if I saw another black person, yes, I would help them. But if it's another race person, I don't know how I feel about giving them any help, because you don't know if they're faking it. You don't know if they're, like, so high and intoxicated that you don't even want to touch them. And then, quite frankly, people are getting paid to go and look after people like that, which from the paramedic service to different medical services. So, let them do their job. It sounds cold, but it's just the way it is. I just feel that I can't connect with these people when I know so much about the violence that they have done to other people, that I'm like, no, I can't help them. I just gotta move on. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for my birthday. I think it's about maybe 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just had a craving for, like, a really nice piece of, like, beef or, seafood, like a lobster tail or something, but I don't know where to find a place like that, and, where I am. So, on that note, thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate, your comments. And, I don't know, I'll just maybe call this video Birthday Day Musings, or Happy Birthday to Me, whatever. I don't even know. But, I'll put it out there, and, pretty much leave things at that. So, on that note, thank you for watching my videos, and, if you see something that doesn't come across as making sense or doesn't feel right, you know what, explore it, and never back down from being a black and principled person. Thank you again. Have yourselves a really nice day, wherever you are in the world. Bye.